all that, and these things are absolutely to be expected, but you have to be clear on other matters here. When you go back and look at the reports that we have been receiving for months, when you break down the reports from the Department for the Customs perspective, when you break them down from Imperial Power and Industry perspective, and from other areas that they're in the Department for the Interior, when you look at things from the General Operations perspective, and when you look at things for how the Imperial Affairs have to look at them, and how the Department for Law and Justice have to look at these things, clearly you can see the pattern that's been laid out for us, neat and tidy, by stats, weights, and measures. The Department for the Treasury and Budget, their reviews of the data and their analysis of the data that's been provided to the council members and I, by the time folks see what's been broken down and analyzed and debated, and all you'll actually see from us is what we have decided we're going to do and how we proceed, so that our monetary policy within the rigors of the Amexem-Moor-Empire Constitution keep us steady. Acquiring the gold and the silver and amassing the gold and the silver that we have been allowed by the creating ancestors to amass through the fruits of our labors. What we have been doing over these years, showing forth our fiscal responsibility, showing forth our abilities to be frugal, but at the same time be effective, and the maintenance and expansion of our infrastructure. Well, most folks that you know of, that you interact with, probably only see things from an end-user position. They don't take into account the many things that happen behind the scenes that bring various items to market that they actually acquire through trade. Well, I don't have the luxury of only looking at things from an end-user position. My imperial government officials after a certain rank don't have the luxury of the choice either. Y'all expect us to do our work in a particular manner, which means we have to be well-informed, so we can make well-informed analysis to predicate well-informed decisions. When you heard me speak about the drop that we were watching through the Department for the Customs in terms of dry goods, when you see these container-sized vessels hitting the high seas, some referred to as Cape-sized freighters, when you see these big bad boys, these monsters carrying all these millions of gallons of oil, or these massive amounts of containers full of items for trade in various markets, when you see a drop in the amount of things being shipped, that means manufacturing is down. That means there's going to be less to actually ship, which means those who are on rail, those who are in air, those in trucks. So in transit to and in trajectory trade, it gets affected. And as I said before, if you affect the dynamics on one, you will automatically affect the other. Now, with less things being moved, there's less demand for folks to move it. That's fewer folks doing more things to generate trade in terms of use of fuel, in terms of bringing things to market, which basically means you're going to see supply begin to dry up. That means if demand has not slowed down, you're going to see a rise in the price of various things that folks acquire during their trade. So what might have cost you an ounce of silver today may cost you an ounce of silver in a few. But that's only the symptom of inflation. What I've been telling you, because of what we've been seeing in the data for the past 18 Earth months, is the fact that you're going to see a sudden switch from inflation issues to hyperinflation, where you might go into a store to acquire something, and it would have cost you an ounce of silver in the sunrise hours. But by the time you go back there in the sunsetting hours, you may come to find that same item, which was an ounce of silver, maybe 3. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. Folks playing currency games and all that other nonsense. Yes, we know it's all contrived, and I know what is being done for. We get it. We know that particular parties are being made to heal. We get it. We know that particular systems are being brought down. It'll make it easier for us to do what we gotta do as we ascend. I get it. I get it. don't particularly like how certain things are going, but I do comprehend what's going on. All that being said, it's going to be Rough Rider around here. It's going to be raw dog. So if you're not a Rough Rider, no, you're going to get bucked. You're going to find yourself flat on your back with a bunch of charging bulls. Not a good scene. Here to tell you now, you can take it or leave it. Just remember you heard it. You cannot continue to have our folks en masse standing around like zombies. You cannot have them continuing to wait for someone hostile to them to give them crumbs. They better figure out how to come up with their own recipe. They better figure out how to make a fire. And they better figure out how to bake that particular economic cake, if you know what I'm saying. They better figure it out and quick, because it's coming. It's going to be nasty out there. And they're telling the suckers, hand over your gold, we'll give you this piece of paper. Come on, hand over your gold. Pretty soon they're going to be telling you bring your silver and your copper too. And the lemmings, the fools, are going to hand it right over. And when it's time to have something of substance to trade, when it really gets nasty, they're going to have issues more than they can possibly imagine. It's going to be bad. So, hyperinflation, folks' standard of living is going to be in the toilet. Folks who are used to being able to turn on the light switch and have lights, or turn on a faucet and water come out, they're going to find out. Oh, they're going to find out. So the question, as I always ask, and you know what's coming, where are you Moors in that equation? But more importantly, why have you chosen to take that particular position? And if you think that that position is foolish, what do you plan to do about it? Valid questions folks got to ask themselves. Valid questions that we have to ask ourselves. But nonetheless, they have to be answered. And we got to ante up and kick in. Got to be men about this. They got to be women about this. We have to be one about this. And folks can, they continue to act like they ain't got no sense if they want to. We want to put together a committee to figure out how to do this, that, and the other. I'm like, really? I got the report last night. Folks are talking about doing the things that we've been doing for 10 years plus now. I'm like, really? Is it like that for real? You know, these are folks who got talent and skill that should come on into this house and we can get some stuff done. And everybody will win. But you know how it is? Folks, boy, it's straight tripping. Why? I have no idea. Sad. Ridiculous. But it is what it is. So, I don't know what folks have got in their mind, but whatever it is, I hope they get together